And I'm back with another random review, although I don't know if you really can call it random because the last review I did was also on a Star Wars The Clone Wars action figure review. But you know, occasionally I will pick up a Star Wars figure here and there, the ones that I kind of find interesting. But I wouldn't go so far to say as I'm a collector. I mean, I've got higher priorities as far as what I do collect, but occasionally I will like a figure enough to pick it up, and this is one of those figures. So, today's review will be on the Star Wars The Clone Wars Mandalorian Police Officer, and here is a look at him in packaging. And as you can see, it does come with the card and the die as well as the base, which all can be used in their galactic battle game. And on the back of the box, again, we have a picture of the figure as well as a shot from the actual animated series. And I'll go ahead and read you off the bio on the back of the box. It says, Mandalorian officers maintain order on Mandalore. Because this planet of warriors has become a world of peace, the guards are seldom needed for more than minor issues. But the Death Watch group has begun committing acts of violence, so the officers are prepared with riot shields and weapons in case all peaceful solutions fail. So with that look at the packaging, let's take a look at the figure. Alright, so let's take a look at the figure itself here. As you can see, it's got a nice shield. And as I rotate around, you can see that it does have a bazooka type of weapon that does attach to the shield. It can come off. And it actually has a handle here where you can actually hold the bazooka in his hand if you wanted to attach it from the shield. Another thing I like about it is that the hand holds the handle for the shield quite well, but there's also a little clamp here that secures itself onto the forearm of the figure. And as you can see, there is a baton. The baton does also clip into the belt at the side of the figure. So I'm going to go take a look at the figure itself, and we'll take a look at the accessories after that. So I'm going to take care of all the accessories off for now. So, starting with the head sculpt, pretty nice head sculpt. One thing I like about this figure is that the visor does come down. However, as noted in other reviews, the visor is rather loose once it comes down, so it can go down a little farther than you might want it. But I do like that feature. The head itself apparently is on a ball joint, although on mine it mostly just does a swivel from side to side. You do have rotation at the elbows, as well as a hinge joint, which allows the arm to go out like that. You do get a bend at the elbow, as well as a swivel, and a swivel at the wrist, swivel at the waist, and the legs, I believe, are actually a swivel joint as opposed to a ball joint. So legs can go like that, back and forward. This material here is a soft plastic, so you do get that flexibility there to allow the leg to go back and forth. And below the hips there is no articulation at all, none in the legs and none in the ankles. So now on to the accessories. We saw the baton here and the shield, and this bazooka does have a firing mechanism, so you press this button right here and it does fire quite far and quite forcefully. So you can see there's a little shoulder rest here, so you can pose the figure holding the handle of the weapon like this. As with all the new clone figures, this does come with a card which can be used in the card game, and it also comes with a die, as you can see here. Now, as far as my thoughts on the figure, you know, it's definitely I would say a figure that you could argue is not really, it doesn't really look like a Star Wars figure per se. It may not appeal to some people because of that, but I do like the look of it, and the reason I like the look of it because it reminds me a lot of a knight. You know, you have the visor, you got the shield. So one of the design elements I like in my figures is that medieval, Middle Ages knight type of look to it, knight with a K. So that's why I picked this up. But I can definitely see an argument saying, well, this doesn't really look like a Star Wars figure. It just kind of looks like a sort of a generic figure. And it's somewhat true. But like I said, I like the fact that it does have the night and night kind of element to it. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been my review of the Star Wars The Clone Wars Mandalorian Police Officer.